My name's Mike Archer, and as of a few days ago, I've been fire watching from my tower in the Wyoming woods. What I thought would be an easy 5 months to myself to help me focus on my writing has actually turned into something completely different. I've heard some strange things in the woods and over my radio, including creepy whispers and classical music.
Are you sure you weren't dreaming?
That's Amber. She's in Tower 3. I'm in Tower 4. She relays all my information to the ranger station since I'm too far out. She's a nice person, but she doesn't believe the things that I've heard. I wasn't dreaming, Amber.
Well, I didn't hear anything last night. I slept like a toddler after a sugar crash.
Well, something strange is happening out here.
Like what?
I don't know.
Tower 4 is a new series by Seven Lamb Productions. This thriller follows a new fire watcher as he tries to uncover the mysteries of the Wyoming woods. But are there actually strange occurrences, or is he starting to go stir-crazy? Visit 7lamb.com or search for Tower 4 wherever you listen to podcasts.
Batman! Happy Batman Day, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Did I cut the music off too soon?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
we
you
got
did.
straight to Batman.
I did?
I like
So
it.
just put it back on? Do we do it again?
Yeah.
All right. Let's let it go. Don't say anything. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I am your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, is the Cyborg.
Hello.
Say hi, Cyborg, again. One more time.
Hi.
Hey, there he is. Hi, Megan.
What up?
And Ryan is with us. How you doing, big boy?
I'm not bad, man. I'm not bad at all.
Not bad, man?
Not bad, man.
Did you finish Umbrella Academy yet?
No.
Next
That's all
topic.
About that.
Fade that back in. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I would like to thank Megan for defending me last week.
Did she?
Oh, yeah.
Did I?
How
Yeah.
dare you?
Because you give me 2 seasons to watch. And like
Yeah. I did jump in and say, well,
Actually, I'm the one who said that.
No, you should listen to it.
I actually just listened to it.
Yeah. He's like, I just
I
listened
was like,
to it.
well, we did
and
just tell him that he had a
it's
week
so
to watch
funny
2 seasons.
because we were out there BS before we come in, and Ryan's like, I got something to say.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that.
That is,
I got something to say. You didn't defend
I'm
me.
in your corner,
thank you
man.
for defending my lady honor.
Oh, yeah. You know it.
And the sad part is, like, I watched the first one. I was like, yeah, if I don't watch the rest of this, I'll be cool.
Yeah?
No.
Didn't
Not,
like it?
not really my jam.
How far did you get?
The very first episode. That's all I've watched.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Really gave it a
You gotta
college
give it 3.
try.
Give it
Yeah.
3.
You really do.
Time is precious, and I don't want to waste it on something that I don't like.
And we wouldn't tell you to use your time on this show unless it was worthwhile.
I mean, you waste your time here, so that's not true.
Fair.
Yes,
And I am
sir.
spending another hour talking about Batman. So.
That's right.
Here we
That's right.
Easy.
fucking go.
And
Don't
it's
ruin this for me.
You know what's funny? Because when you guys brought Batman Day to me and we're like, let's do Batman Day, both of you and me were like, we know we've done a lot of DC lately.
It has been a lot of DC.
We'll switch it back over tomorrow or something else, but we're just going to talk about this real quick. But I get it. I love Batman. Truly. Not giving it any trash, but we have been on a DC kick lately. So next week will not be DC or Batman related. Looking at both of you.
Something Marvel.
Why are you
Let's do
looking
it.
at me?
Because you have been one of the biggest Batman proponents as of late.
I do have to say,
Recently.
you're holding a Batman comic and wearing a Batman t-shirt. So.
For all of our audio audience.
She is. She certainly is. We'll take a picture for
I
everybody.
didn't really
to see.
like Batman
Can you
that
even
much.
see my shirt?
Yeah. Oh, and what am I wearing?
You're wearing an Alter Ego podcast shirt available
you
at
are.
7lamb.threadless.com.
Here, let me take a picture
posted
of
the
you.
link. I posted the link. It was the wrong link earlier.
Oh, no.
It has since been edited, so if you go back and look, you won't find the wrong link. But anyway,
Go.
it's on there. Okay. So let's get into our sponsors. We'll get into some juicy news that happened this
Yeah,
week.
let's get through these sponsors
And then
quick.
Except for the one that you just posted.
Get through
that
the
I'm super
sponsors
pissed
quick.
about.
Okay. Fort Supply, Tony Anello's. And on to the news. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's why they pay the big bucks.
We'll do it in the Batman voice, right? Fort Supply Company. This episode of Alter Ego is sponsored by Fort Supply Company, makers of all natural and organic soaps for men, with scents like tropical teakwood, silent justice, killing clown faces, cypress pine, and Batarang. Visit their website at fortsupply.com to order online and use promo code ALTEREGO to get 10% off your order. Real soap. No bad shit.
No bad shit. Very nice.
Good? Good? Hope it's...
Now read Tony Nellos as the Joker.
I was just going to say that. Do it as the Joker.
Well, okay, that's difficult.
That's a hell of a challenge.
I know.
That's difficult, but let's give it a shot. Let's talk about what Joker are we going with for Tony and Nellos?
The Joker.
I always go
Yes.
with Hamill every
Always.
time.
Oh my God, Hamill's pretty tough. He has a maniacal laugh.
I mean, if you want to go...
Tony and Nellos. Tony and Nello's Southern Italian Cuisine and Grill is a hidden gem that's family owned and operated on the outskirts of St. Petersburg, Florida. 1136 Pinellas Bayway South, Tierra Verde, Florida. This is a must-try for homemade Italian lunch or dinner. Just remember to bring your appetite because the portions are very generous. Call for a reservation today at 727-867-3577 and check out TonyandNellos.com. Tell them the Crown Prince brought you.
That
was so damn magical to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I know, your
it was
face
probably
just got
animated
redder
as hell.
and redder.
It was.
It's hard to keep up that energy, man. Hamill's
But I heard it.
Hamill's the king, dude.
I heard it.
Ugh.
Hamill's
Oh,
the
we're
king.
gonna talk about
Although
Hamill
I
today.
really like Heath Ledger, but Hamill's the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
was very
Not
good.
to mention, we have yet to have our second winner announced,
Yes.
and they haven't shown up and got it yet. But Mr. Cyborg Mark is up this week
Yep.
for
We will
picking
need
his
to
winner.
post a picture. They haven't been able to make it down there because
Yeah.
I did ask them.
That's okay. We'll still announce them.
Maybe we can just borrow one of their pictures on
Yeah,
the
that'll
book,
work.
on the Facebook.
And still, through the month of October, if you mention the podcast when you go to Tony and Nello's, you will get 10% off your order. And they were just mentioned in a book. Did you
Yes,
did you
they
see
were.
that?
In a book.
Yeah, an
Yes.
author in his story mentioned
The
Tony and
Unfinished,
Nello's.
I think it was called.
Oh.
Yeah, what's it called? Let's
The
find it
Unfinished
while
It's
we
called
go.
Delicious
All
Italian
right, I'm going to
Food.
keep going. We're going to go into the news if somebody could find that
I'll
for
look
us
for
because
it right
that was
now.
really super cool. They sent that to us.
I'm excited for the news because I haven't been on Facebook this week, so lay it out for
Lucky
me.
you, man.
It
I
was
know.
in-
I liked it when
in-
you read the news to me. So
An unfinished. It was in a book called An Unfinished Story by Boo Walker.
Oh, and he actually is a guy who went into the restaurant, and my good friend Laura, who works there, who's Nell's wife, she was talking to them about how another restaurant had been mentioned in a book and how she thought that was so cool, and didn't know the guy was a writer. And he was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then somebody ended up pointing it out to them, and then she's like, "Oh my God, we know this guy."
thank God the story was unfinished, so they can still fit it in there.
so
Yeah, it's talking.
he went back and cut and clipped and
It's
put them
talking
in.
about-
Find and replace.
It's talking about how it was
That's awesome.
as authentic as you could find outside of Italy. The smells of oregano, garlic, and ripe tomatoes rising from the box made her mouth water as she returned to her car. And she's talking about picking up a pizza.
Oh my God, I'm even hungrier
I
now.
know, shit.
Oh,
Now
somebody
I want
call Tony.
something.
Hello, come hook it up.
Right. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
Thinking about ripe tomatoes now.
And oregano.
Uh,
Pesto.
This is a big one that I really liked, and we've kind of talked about these two. This is Marvel news. Folks that have been behind the Netflix wall
See, Marvel news. There we go.
Marvel News.
that are about to be available for Marvel to give them the good old reboot.
Ooh, who could it be? Who could it
That
be?
could be the Brooklyn Brawler, Mr. Luke Cage,
The Power Man.
and the immortal Iron Fist. I want to see a good Iron Fist, man. I do, in a bad way.
I never watched any of the Marvel Netflix series.
Daredevil
Oh,
season 1 and
boy.
2 is amazing. Watch it. It's
Punisher,
great. Punisher
great.
season 1 and no, not 2. Punisher season
all
1
right.
is fantastic. Season 2 to me,
Jessica Jones.
yes.
that was really
Jessica
good.
season
Great one.
Jessica Jones season 1 is
Mainly
up there
because
with
of the villain.
up there with Daredevil season 2.
Yes, the villain was very good.
I didn't watch Jessica Jones season 2
Neither
too
did I.
much, but season 1 was really
Season
really
1
good.
of all those shows are really good, except for Iron Fist.
but they didn't
I was gonna
finish, though,
say-
did they?
No, they kind of just...
Yeah, see, I'm not wasting my time if they're not going to finish telling their story.
They kind of did, and they had like this
Wait a
little
minute.
Netflix series.
Umbrella Academy's finished up to season 2, and they're still going. So you're not gonna finish that one? Okay, yeah, moving on.
Yep.
I think you
burning
would
him.
have seen this. I don't know if you even need to be on Facebook to have heard this news if you follow comics, really. I mean, it was just kind of a big deal. A certain major villain was cast.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Not Doctor Doom.
Nope.
Yeah. I couldn't avoid this news. Even
No,
not going on
you
Facebook.
could not.
Nope.
I don't know who the actor is.
So he is in Lovecraft Country, Jonathan Majors. I've watched
haven't
some
watched that
stuff
yet.
from him. They've been ranting and raving about Lovecraft Country, how good it is, and I obviously really want to watch it because
Okay.
it looks amazing. Obviously, I have this big sleeve dedicated to Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft and all that.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, now you know.
Oh, the things you learn.
And Jonathan Majors, who is the main character from that show, I think, right here, was cast as Kang the Conqueror.
Give that man a purple face.
Oh,
Give him a purple face.
I think he's your next big bad for Marvel.
Let's do it. Time travel, people.
He's that good. He's that
Yeah.
good. And it makes sense. It goes in with the fact that they did time travel in Endgame, and kind of Kang's big thing when he shows up is actually his big beef is Captain America. He was like, he's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, I don't like his face either.
If you pay attention to social media, you can judge the whole thing if you want.
I mean, this is good because they can set it up very easily. They disturbed the time stream, woke him up, got his attention. Now he's on his way.
Yep.
Let's do this.
And I'm very excited with whose franchise he's showing up in.
What is he showing up in?
Fantastic Four.
No. Ant-Man 3.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So good. I'm so excited for that, for him to be in Ant-Man with Paul, because I think the Ant-Man movies are the most unique superhero movies we've had in a very long time.
I love him.
I do
They were
too.
great.
I think they were both done so extraordinarily well, especially Ant-Man 2 for me.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the way that whole thing
That movie got
played
so
out.
much flack for no reason.
No reason at all. I thought it was a fantastic
Ryan's
movie.
being very quiet
It's
right
what he's always quiet.
Yeah, no, they're solid movies.
Hey!
There we go.
Ingredients.
I just love it. Was not what you expected. You expected so many things to happen in that movie, and for them to go the typical superhero Marvel villain way or Marvel hero way, and they don't.
And they don't, yeah.
And I was just like, when I was watching, I was like, I love this.
I love it.
Give me more. And for them to be introducing Kang, I'm just kind of like, if we're looking at power level, I don't think Ant-Man can do anything with Kang the Conqueror at all.
Ant-Man's just trying to make a phone call in that movie.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to end up happening, and I hope that we have no idea what's going to happen.
It'll be
What if Kang the Conqueror shows up and the Fantastic Four show up to help Ant-Man? What if they show up there?
Oh my God.
What?
Nobody's skipping Ant-Man 3, that's for sure.
I'm telling you. I mean, that would be so incredible.
Wow.
But so I found another story about it, posted it again. On a more somber note, Chadwick Boseman was laid to rest a couple days ago in his home in South Carolina, and there are a lot of alternate covers coming out on some comics to honor him. I
heard about
really
that.
can't wait to see how
wow.
they do it.
Did they show them yet or
No,
no? Okay.
I haven't seen anything yet. The only
What a
thing I
great
saw was kind of
idea.
a silhouette of his face on some of them, but I can't wait. They did a beautiful job with Stan Lee when he passed and honoring him on all those comics. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be on more than one property, too, so we're going to see it. If you're in a comic book shop, chances are you'll see it.
Good.
Here's one for you, Ryan. A new episode of Alter Ego came out about the Umbrella Academy. I want to check that one out.
I actually started listening to it on the way here.
There's actually 2 posts about you in a row because, if I'm not mistaken, a couple days ago was your birthday.
That it was.
Happy
Birthday
birthday.
boy. Happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
Happy belated
What are you,
birthday,
27,
my boy.
28?
24.
All right.
Man, you're making him old.
No.
Yeah. Why are you aging me, bro?
Because I don't buy that for $1.
No.
Well, good, because it's on sale
You're
for 50
wise
cents.
beyond your years.
Oh, man. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Something that we're going to film right after this. Mandalorian Season 2 trailer
And we're actually going to do it this time because we forgot to film the last week.
has dropped. Did.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I have not seen it
I'm
yet.
excited. I'm excited.
I watched it.
What?
Yeah.
Mark!
I had to. Well, okay, here's what happened. So we were supposed to do Dune last week,
And we
Yeah.
forgot.
Happened
and we
was-
forgot, and then it popped up on my my YouTube, and I'm like, I'm gonna see what this is about. They were talking about it pretty highly.
Yeah.
I watched it. Didn't tickle my fancy.
Wow.
So you had to strike that. You had to stroke that.
I'm like, And then
that need with
and
the
then
little
it's,
Mando.
you know how when you watch it like on a Fire Stick, it says, next one.
You might like this.
Yeah.
And you were
I
like-
would like the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. And I had to. I was like, maybe I shouldn't watch this.
We haven't. Have
I'm
you
a
watched
gonna.
it?
No.
There's a
Am I
real
the only
crazy
one?
cameo in it, too.
No, you're not the only one.
Did you watch Mandalorian?
No. I did
Oh my
not.
god! Am I the only one that's going to get to react to this truthfully?
Megan reacts.
Bro, I can fake
I'm about
just
it.
as good
I'm
as
all
the next
about it.
person.
Yeah.
I have not watched
For
it.
sure.
I have waited.
I'll watch it again. We have a group chat. That's what this is for.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, moving on before we get stuck on that. The trailer for this movie called Love and Monsters
This one
came
looks
out.
pretty cool.
I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
Oh, I
Tell
did
me-
watch the trailer for that one.
Oh yeah, we did watch the trailer for that because I had no idea.
You watched the trailer for that one?
Yeah, sorry, nobody's been anticipating Love and Monsters.
No.
However, it does look very good. Michael Rooker is in it.
Okay, I'm in.
So essentially, this guy's on a date with this girl, is how this trailer opens up. And in the middle of his date, it'll make out point or whatever it is, monsters come out of the ground and take over all of the surface of the earth,
Oh.
killing everybody he loves except for this girl, but he's not with her. He's trying to contact
They got
her.
separated.
And he finds her via CB radio underground, and she's 85 miles away. And he's like, I'm going to go to her. I love her.
my
And these
God.
guys are like, well, you won't make it a mile out of this camp. And he's like, I'm going to try. And they're like, well, if you find monsters, don't try to fight. Just run because you'll die.
I actually really like this actor too. And
Doesn't that
he's
just sound like my bad, but
That's okay.
What is it? The Walking Dead? But
No.
with monsters?
These are like
Kinda.
tree walking,
You know what I'm saying?
lizard like. I mean, it's
They're-
all kinds.
They're
of
basically like, they
monsters.
look like mutated insects. Like one of them looks
Massive.
like a centipede. One of them looks like a big spider.
One looks like a tree,
One looks like a tree.
like
but
a
they're
stick
like,
bug, maybe.
they're like
Okay.
monstrous.
And they're
You would need heavy
scary.
artillery to handle it.
yeah.
Nice. So it's like a
Um,
Skull Island situation.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Kind of like not Skull Island. So yes, Skull Island a little bit, but more so the first King Kong when they get stuck in that part
Yep.
at the end. Only 10 times bigger.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Still
crazy.
reminds
But
me
yeah,
of Walking Dead.
the
I
main,
mean, it sounds like it. Like, I
Ex-
gotta go
exactly
find my
same.
wife.
Gotta go find my wife.
Oh, well, this time Earl's the one out there going running
I thought you were
going
going
to
to say the End of the World movie with Tom Cruise. What's it called?
Well,
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, but there's the one with Tom Cruise. Him and Dakota Fanning are trying to get anyway.
Isn't there a new Borat movie coming out?
nobody cares. Move
I
on.
don't know.
All
If
I was
there
trying
is,
to
I
say is
didn't
I
post
like
about
the
it.
I like the main actor that's in that movie. He was in you guys might not know him very well, but he was in Teen Wolf.
Yeah, nope, nothing.
And he was like the Teen Wolf's best friend or whatever. He's actually really good. I like him.
So is he a baby in that movie?
He was very young, but I mean, it's not like Teen Wolf it's not the original Teen Wolf.
It's the Michael J. Fox team.
No,
No,
the TV series.
The TV
from Teen
series.
Wolf.
Teen
Oh,
Wolf.
yeah, okay, you lost me.
Yeah.
But I did watch it.
Okay.
The MTV original series team.
I think so.
There was also a
So
new
not
look.
the original.
There was a new look at Anthony Mackie in his Captain America garb.
I saw that.
He looks like a badass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
does.
Good for you, Mackie.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
sitting there looking Captain America as hell, and he's smoking a cigar,
Yeah.
like ready to rock and roll. I was all in. As soon as I saw this picture, I was like, okay, I'm in.
And I like that
Let's
I
go.
like that it's black and white because you have no idea
what the
What the
rest of
color
it looks
you
scheme
like.
don't know what the color scheme
Have you
could
guys
be.
seen him in like late night interviews and stuff like that before?
I've
Anthony
seen him
Mackie?
in not like late night interviews.
I
but I've
saw him
seen
at the
in
Saints game when he wanted to beat that guy's ass.
Oh boy.
He's just so freaking charming. I'm
Yeah.
like, you are perfect for this Marvel universe.
Yeah, he's good.
Like, oh my god.
He's the perfect guy. He was great in Ant-Man, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot. Anyway, I don't want to get too stuck up on the news. She-Hulk, rumored to start production in February. That's the first part of the news.
Talk about the other half of that news that I'm unpleased
When
with.
we get to
Did
it,
they confirm casting?
they did.
Is it confirmed
no,
or is it rumored?
yes,
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
Who is it?
Not who we
Well,
wanted.
no, not who you wanted. I love the actress they cast.
I do like her. I do. I think she's going to do a
She
fantastic
was my
job.
second choice. There's another one that was first choice, and I'm wondering if
It's
that
not.
first-
Not
It's
Allison
not.
Brie from Community.
Yeah, that was my second choice.
She was my first choice.
I don't.
Very
I've seen this girl
Does her
in
name start with
this
S?
woman. No,
No.
Tatiana Maslany.
I don't know who that is.
She was
recognize
in
She sounds
Parks and
hot.
Rec.
Who is that?
Briefly.
Yeah, she was in Parks and Rec.
Briefly.
Yeah,
Who is she in
She's good,
Parks and
though.
Rec?
She plays the doctor who
Tom Haverford
Aziz
is-
Ansari is trying to get with before she goes to
They go roller skating.
Doctors Without
and
Borders.
Steals a bear. And
Oh yeah.
she's not bad. Like I think that she could probably pull that off. But I really wanted Allison Brie to play.
I wanted Stephanie Barowitz, whatever her name is, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Who is that?
She started.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm googling a thing. Hold on. She's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She did this little Twitter thing where she's like, "I'd love to be."
Is that the woman who plays Andy Samberg's love interest?
No. Plays.
That is going to be your She-Hulk right there.
I mean,
We'll
I can
post
kinda
it. Well,
see it.
if you look at the
I
post,
mean, Marvel's
she's in
great
there.
at casting, so
And she is a great actress, so I'm not going to argue, not going to be mad at it. How about this? There's a big change to Marvel's Thor's hammer.
that's Stephanie Barowitz.
Oh yeah, I like her, but
She's
I
great.
don't buy it.
I'd have been okay with it.
You don't buy it? You don't buy that fan-made poster?
I don't.
Not even for $1.
Nope. I'll
Y'all are
buy
cheap
that
as
for
hell.
$1.
Cheap.
To
So
Mjolnir.
this isn't the current Thor comic release right now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Thor's
Because
hammer.
it just said, I stopped reading because it said spoilers, and right before that, or somewhere up at the top, it said Thor #7 is now like available, and I am reading that comic right now, so I really don't want this spoiled.
Yeah.
What's going on in the Thor world? I haven't read a good Thor
Yeah.
book in a while.
I'm gonna have to get into it. I've talked
Yeah.
about it. We posted the picture. Is
Get up
that
and walk out. Run.
But no,
Run.
what is the deal with his hammer? I mean, did you
So-
read into the article?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay, well, go for it. It's fine.
The hammer happens to show up in the middle of New York.
Yep.
And this random dude walks up, whoop, picks it up.
Yep.
He's an ex-con,
oh.
and he's somebody working at an auto body shop. He's an old guy, and he's picking up this hammer, and instead of he whoever be worthy may possess the power of Thor, it's a phone number. It's Iron Man's phone number. So basically, Thor doesn't have the hammer, but he does have
Yeah.
the control over its power. So he's changing the inscription, and this guy finds the number, calls it, Tony Stark, hey, come investigate. And Tony shows up, sees the hammer, and it's kind of like, this is ominous. I don't know if I like this. And they're having a conversation, and Thor's telling Tony, I get it, man. The hammer's getting heavier and heavier every day. I can't lift it.
Ooh.
He's like,
Shit's getting weird.
He's basically, I think in this scenario, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's kind of moving into the Odin role.
Yes.
Okay.
So
He kind of is from the beginning of this whole series.
Yeah.
There's kind of a very, I think it's more like hinted towards, but it's definitely going that direction.
Yeah.
It's transitioning for him
and
a
so
lot.
he's starting to say that Mjolnir is getting heavier and heavier,
Yep.
and he knows he's getting towards the status of unworthy again of the hammer. He says the problem isn't that I can't lift it; it's that everyone else can.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So everybody but Thor now is kind of being able to lift Mjolnir. Like he's telling Tony, pick it up. And he doesn't, the other guy does. But the old criminal is the one who's able to lift Mjolnir. So it's on a odd direction
Yeah.
for Thor right now.
Weird.
I don't know how I feel
kind of
about it.
like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see where it goes.
I love it, man. I love changing things
I
up.
do. I do, especially like when these superheroes and stuff, they're obviously aging, like they're getting older, and stuff's going to change. So it's not going to stay the same way that it always was, even for like the Spider-Mans of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually that's going. I mean, even though he's been around for 100 years, I mean, it's eventually going to shift. So it's kind of crazy.
That's why they make multiverses,
Yeah.
man. But in that same sentence, like that's what I was trying to figure out earlier. You were talking about Thor moving into the Odin role,
Yeah.
but talking to Tony Stark, he's not that much older. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
So
Well, no. Now the things have changed on Asgard doesn't necessarily mean that it's been thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Sometimes when you were introduced to Thor and Odin's an old man.
Yeah.
So it's feasible that it could happen. I'm not saying Tony's a spring chicken in this, but either way.
no, okay.
So pick it up, read it. Sounds like it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
In some Batman news before we jump into Batman, the Battinson resumes production. Cleared of COVID-19. We're able to get into Batman Day, which I recommend. If you finished this episode, you should check out Will There Be Cake? Mr. Mark and I guest starred on their Batman Day episode, which should be getting released today. So go give it a checkaroo. Check-a-doodle-doo.
Good nerdy time.
Would it have been released? I mean, if you're saying today, it wouldn't be
today.
Monday.
It would have
the day
been
that you're listening to
No,
this. So
Well, this
is
is
Batman
released
Monday.
on Monday.
But Batman Day is actually
Batman
Saturday.
Day is Saturday.
So it's
Okay.
actually
So it is
it's
currently
out
out.
Go
already.
listen to Saturday's episode. Jeez, throw me in jail.
Well, I just want to make sure they can find it.
It's all right. I hate myself anyway. So let's jump into Batman Day, shall we? I'll let you two take the lead. You two
I don't
love
know.
it so much.
This is Mark's world.
No, no,
that
no,
he
no.
sucked me into.
Wow.
So I'm going to start this off.
Is it nice and warm under the bus?
It is a little bit.
Or-
I'm blaming him. I'm not
That's
mad
fine.
about it.
I let her borrow some Batman comics today. It's fine.
Yeah.
Ryan, I'm looking at you, Ryan,
Of course you are.
as the biggest Batman hater in the room. I want to
100%.
proclaim something to you.
Okay.
In my opinion, Batman is not a superhero.
Oh shit.
Wow, you guys are really breaking down walls over there.
The expectation, because Ryan's always in the mood, well, he can't take down Superman. He can't fly. He has no powers. He's not a he's a detective.
That's true.
He's a dude that's a detective.
That wears a cape.
And you know what? He's doing it kind of fucked up.
How
because
so?
he's rich. You hire other people to go get fucking beat up for you.
No, that's a
but
coward's way out.
So in this one, I gotta agree with Mark. He definitely is a detective, but he's not willing to compromise his morals or put them in somebody else's hands to get said job done because he also lives in the most corrupt city in the world.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Batman started dealing with criminals and mafia and shit like that. Shit the police can't deal with.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't fighting aliens and superhumans and lanterns and all this. That's stuff that came later on that I don't necessarily agree with, but he did get thrown into those roles.
And I also want to throw this out. Keep it
Okay.
a buck. I just do this to bother and fuck with you. I actually.
It's not like I thought about this all day long or anything.
No, bro,
every
growing
time
up,
you
like
say
Batman was
something
like
bad
my
about him.
go-to. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like when you're a kid, everybody loved fucking Batman. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Batman.
That's true.
I just like giving you a hard time about
Yeah,
it.
but
I
when you
appreciate
think
it.
about
Keeps me on my
Batman,
toes.
you think about Batman, you think about Iron Man. They both have the biggest villain, I think, in all of comics and the real world, which is the IRS.
Yes.
Because if they come in,
Just gonna say
Batman and Tony are in big trouble.
that. We were just talking about this. We need to
take a
there
look
needs
at your
to be-
accounts receivable, please.
Okay,
Mr.
we
Wade?
heard these are old ass jokes from 3 weeks ago. Y'all
Yeah,
need
but
some
what
new
was his
material.
name? What was the IRS guy's name?
I don't know, Chet something.
Chet something. I don't know. That
Who
shit was
cares?
hilarious.
So, okay.
the
So,
next animated
Let's
film.
get this
How
out of the
do-
way before we jump into it.
you're going to tackle powers and abilities. And
I'm
his
not-
powers is a debit card.
I'm not
so-
going to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that at all. I'm going to
And a
talk about
great
the
credit line.
actual Batman Day.
Okay.
Okay, good
That
idea.
sounds
Actual
great.
Batman
Yeah, yeah,
Day,
yeah.
where this came from.
Okay.
The first Batman Day was July 23rd,
That's my birthday.
2014. Holla.
That's my birthday.
This was the year of the 75th anniversary of the first appearance of Batman in Detective Comics in 1939. The day was chosen to coincide with San Diego Comic-Con. Subsequent Batman days have been on the third Saturday in September. This one, most notably, as you said, being the 19th. So, in accordance with Comic-Con. And you know what? There's so many great Batman cosplayers that go out and do stuff and do charity work and stuff like that, specifically on Batman Day as well. So I think that's cool. I mean, I don't know any other superheroes off the top of my head that have a day as big as Batman Day.
Do they even have the other days? I was just wondering that.
I think
Is
he's
there
the
a
only one
Hulk
that
day? Is
Yeah.
there a Spider-Man
There's
If you
day?
no
drive
Superman
by-
Day.
I would guarantee there's a Spider-Man Day.
Yeah.
I'm almost
Yeah.
positive because I
But
think
when
it
is
was
it?
not that long ago. I don't know, but I didn't know what Batman Day was.
Oh,
until a couple
you
months
wanna
ago.
go there?
Dare you.
I'm gonna.
You want to go there?
Pull up that Google
Spider-Man
calendar.
Day.
Ladies and
is
gentlemen,
August
this
1st.
this Google search is brought
We
to you
missed
by
it.
Tony
We missed
Anello, Southern Italian Eatery.
Yeah, so apparently
We got sponsors for the
Oh, how
Googles?
about that
Marvel
football team?
Stan Lee first brought the web-slinging hero into the comic book world in 1962 on August 1st.
Wonderful.
So that's why August 1st is Spider-Man Day. There's probably a lot more depth to it, and I'm probably pissing some Spider-Man
Oh, we don't
nerd
need to
off.
go into Spider-Man. This is Batman Day.
This is Batman
Come back
Day.
in August.
You don't want to attack both of Mark's loves in one podcast.
I love Spider-Man, but move aside.
Yeah, I gotta
Comics
say, he's one of those that I'll echo Ryan's sentiment. I liked him a lot growing up, he was great. Now that I'm an older man, if I was presented with his same situation, I might go the Punisher route. But God bless him. He's one of those guys that after a while, I read the story arc and I go, okay. Because I know he's not going to kill the guy and actually solve the problem. I know why he's doing it. But I'm just kind of like, all right, Batman.
But
I
we all
mean,
know
you're
that
the
most
equivalent
of
of
them-
pepper spray out there in the superhero world. You know what I mean?
But most of them are like that. Like I'm actually currently rewatching the Flash series right now, and he's the same way. He comes into all these opportunities to where he can kill the bad guy, and he doesn't because there's a different way. There's another way. Like that's just the way of the superheroes.
All
That's
I'm hearing
because
is that they're
that's-
a bunch of fucking pussies.
Well,
Fair enough, but
that's
still.
more so because he's on the CW and they're not going to
That's
have
true.
their titular hero killing people.
I
But
was gonna
Barry
say,
Allen,
I mean, does Barry Allen kill people in the comics? Probably at some point.
I don't know, but can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why the hell are you rewatching The Flash on the CW?
Because I just finished watching Gotham. Question again?
Why the hell are you watching Gotham?
Because I like the DC universe, and
no,
I
it's because she's
I'm-
running out of stuff to watch.
You're allowed
that's
to
also
love
the
it.
thing. That's also
Watch
the thing.
Waco.
I do like
It's
it.
fantastic. Anyways,
It's pronounced wacko.
Wacko. I do like it though.
I can't do either one of those.
We watched the Green Arrow for a while. We watched
Flash
the
season
Flash for a
1
while.
was really good. I liked it. Flash season 2 was almost as good.
Zoomy zoom.
And then Flash season 3
It's different.
was a pitfall.
I don't want. Well, I mean, it's definitely different
To
because
me.
you fall out
soon
of
as-
his biggest villains were right out there in front of you right from the beginning.
Same thing with Arrow. Season 1 I thought was great.
I
They
thought
revealed
season
a
one
bunch
was
of stuff.
fantastic.
Season 2 Deathstroke. All right, let's do this. Season 3
It was basically a repeat of
Ra's
season
al
2.
Ghul.
Oh, yeah.
Ra's al Ghul's in Gotham too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to Batman.
And
What
it
were you
just
going to
gets
say?
weird.
Let's,
I don't
let's
remember
get
what I
into
was gonna
Batman.
say.
You were saying you were going to talk about his powers and all
Oh
this
yeah,
other stuff.
yeah, yeah. No, he was talking about. I don't remember. Actually,
his debit card.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know. Where do you want to start? Do you want to do the basic powers and abilities kind of thing, or do you just kind of? I was going to ask everybody what their first memory of Batman was, because all of us
For
were
sure.
exposed very early to Batman.
For sure. Let's do that.
Okay,
Let's talk about first Batman memories.
Ryan, go ahead.
Oh, that would be the old TV show.
Batman,
Watching
the
that with
animated
my,
series?
Hell yeah!
my
The animated
grandpa
series?
with the pow and the boom.
No,
and
no,
the bam.
Adam West, buddy.
Yeah, my grandpa used to sit there and watch that shit all the time, man.
That was.
And that's what did it for me.
Oh my
That
god!
stupid phone in the ring. Oh man, kind of want to watch it now.
I'll go back and watch that time to time. They just released the entire series on Blu-ray, and I want to buy it. It's like $120, and I'm like, oh, I can't.
Bling, bling, make it
Yeah,
happen.
Exactly. But yeah, I love that show because my dad introduced me to that show. That's my first memory of Batman too. Well, he introduced me to that show, and that was a show we watched together. And if you really pick apart that show, that's a kid's show. It's
Yeah.
bright, it's colorful, there's noises, there's costumes.
Zap and Pow.
Yeah, like that's a kid show at the end of the day. So that's what made me fall in love with Batman. I'm like, this is cool. And then I found out he was a comic book character, and I went, oh man, I can read more about this. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah. Megan, how about you?
Yeah.
okay. So I remember Batman actually. If I'm like really digging way far back, I think that he was the first ever superhero that I'd ever heard of. So I grew up with my sister and myself, so it's not like I had a whole lot of boys around until I was older. But
Batman is for girls too.
Yeah, but I grew up in like the Pittsburgh area, so I loved that he was black and yellow. Like that was one thing that I like always like drew me into him. But
He wasn't black and yellow until
No, but
the Batman, right?
but
Or
the logo.
you know,
but
the
I
one
mean,
with,
I'm not
Michael
1,000
Keaton.
years
No,
old.
he was black, gray, and
How
yellow.
old do you think we are?
know.
Starting with me.
I'm 24. Remember that.
Yeah.
Everybody
Don't
here is
check his
28.
ID.
But I would say the first thing that I can like remember is I was a big like Scooby-Doo fan, and I'm pretty sure the first thing I ever watched with Batman in it was the Scooby-Doo and Batman.
That is awesome.
Like I didn't read anything about him, I'm pretty sure, but I remember watching Scooby-Doo and Batman being in it, and I was just like, what is happening?
See, that is great.
Yeah. I remember watching the old school Adam West Batman with my dad. And the first episode we ever watched, I remember the Riddler was skywriting to Batman. And Robin was there with him, more excited than he should have been.
Always.
And him saying some riddle, and Robin reads and goes, "A banana peel. Somebody's going to slip on it and break their neck." Batman's like, "You're right, Robin." And I just remember being a very young man and looking over at my dad like, "Really?"
This is the cheesiest
So
shit.
We look
Cynical.
back at each other and we're like, "Yeah, let's flip it over to
This-
football."
Ouch.
And then I remember seeing the Batman with Michael Keaton.
Oh
The
yeah.
first one where he's
yeah.
in the black and he's got to look with his shoulders. You know?
Yes.
The full swivel.
Me being like, "This is pretty cool. I don't mind this."
Okay.
I wasn't really grabbed by it. And it's so funny that you mentioned Scooby-Doo because I didn't take him seriously until I saw him with the Ninja Turtles.
He had a
And
lot
I
of
was like,
crossover specials.
okay,
He did.
okay, what are you doing here with my 4 favorite teenage turtle ninjas?
Your
It's a
four
perfect
favorite.
He was
crossover.
the pizza guy.
Yeah.
They have at Think Geek in the mall. They have Ninja Turtle Batman 2-packs. They have Ra's al Ghul and
man.
Shredder in a 2-pack. I'm like,
Wow.
that's pretty awesome. Leonardo and Batman, and then like Batgirl and April O'Neil. I'm like, these are really cool. I kind of want all of these.
Well, no Mikey per se, no Jack per se.
I think it's a Mikey and Robin situation.
I don't care. Mikey's
fine.
badass enough to make up for both of them.
Mikey is kind of the kid of the group,
Yeah.
so that makes sense that he'd be teamed up with Robin.
So so I watched a lot of that stuff, and then I got into in my opinion, the single best piece of Batman media to ever exist.
Please do tell.
No, I know what
Batman,
he's going to say.
The animated,
Animated
series.
series.
Yep.
That shit
yeah.
is art.
Yes, it is.
Has everybody here seen it?
Oh,
That
yeah.
I
is-
think I've bits and pieces,
that
but
is-
I definitely need to
Stop
see
your
it.
life and
I
watch the
know.
entire.
That is
It
some hot fire right
Stop
there.
watching
Oh.
Flash and
Yeah.
watch this.
Quit watching that
that's-
bullshit Flash show.
That's not a joke. That's a better show than the Flash on CW.
Oh,
100%.
oh my god! That is probably the best superhero show
Yep.
ever. There's something about it. I have the whole thing. There's something about it that just to this day makes me love all of those characters. The voice acting is so good.
And that's where Hamill got to start doing the Joker.
Yep.
Which is insane to think about. I mean,
So Mark Hamill, he's Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
and he's looking to make some extra money. So he's told, do some voiceover stuff. If they see you, they'll know you're Luke Skywalker. But if they hear you, it'll be something different. So he went in and did the voice for like a low-level criminal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was,
I think I remember this interview. Go
Yep.
ahead.
And it was Tim Curry who was signed up to play the Joker in
Yeah.
that series. Tim Curry dropped out to do a movie,
Right.
and last minute they're like, that Hamill guy was really good when he did that low-level villain thing. Let's see if he wants to do the Joker.
Yeah.
And he is the most iconic Joker voice.
And
Forever.
it's funny because when he came in to do that villain, correct me if I'm wrong, he had this New York accent. He had something that he had really workshopped for them to do that.
Like a mafioso type
Yeah.
thing.
And they did not like anything that he brought to
No.
the table. They're
They're
like,
like,
no,
"Ugh.
we're not going to go with that. We're going to
Stick
go
to
with
your
something
laser
else.
swords.
So they made him do a completely different voice for that. But they noticed him enough to say, hey, why don't you come do Joker?
Yeah.
So
but I mean, not to keep circling back to the CW's Flash, but he's also a villain in that show.
He's the trickster.
trickster.
Yes, he is.
and
And let me tell you, it took me like nearly the whole episode to realize it was him for some reason. So that
Really?
man is, and I don't know
He tricked
why.
you.
He fucking tricked me. But seriously, I don't know why. But he's such a talented guy.
Oh,
like the fact that he was just so good, and I just did not connect him to Luke Skywalker. He was his own person.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
If I close my eyes and I think, what does Batman sound like? I hear Kevin Conroy. Like that voice is Batman from the animated series.
Yeah.
And if I think about the Joker, it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Like
and you hit his voice so well.
I know,
actually
that's-
just watched that episode. That's why I was like, as soon as he started, I was like, "Fuck, that's so good."
Hamill's so.
we know he's good. He's on like every podcast.
Okay, all right, calm down. There's a lizard in here. I'm kidding, but not really.
Yeah, there is a lizard somewhere.
Are we trying to sweat him out by turning the air off?
Yeah, we are. But yeah, I've always been more fascinated with the Joker.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Just Batman's villains, period. But Joker, of course, is definitely the most iconic. But honestly, like the villains are the reason I was able to sucker it through Gotham. I mean, even for it really kind of is
the
a
heroes
dog
aren't
shit
compelling
show.
in that show.
No, but I loved the villains. And I'm glad that I did, because the last season is very No Man's Land, which is what I'm kind of reading right now. It has that No Man's Land feel, and I really like that. I thought that it wasn't so much as like real life as some of the other stuff was. It was very kind of Batman out there, because DC is, it's not quite as like Marvel is a little bit. Well, I don't know. That's stupid for me to say, because Marvel is actual superheroes and superpowers and all that shit. But
So having
I
not
love
read
their villains.
a lot of Batman,
Who's your favorite?
Of the Batman villains,
Yeah.
for me, it's Joker. It's easy.
Joker. What about you?
I mean,
Calendar Man. Calendar Man.
Calendar Man.
Condiment King, actually.
Oh God.
It would be Joker. It has to be Joker, but Two-Face and Riddler are two very close
love them.
seconds.
I know, that's kind of why. And in all honesty, like
I'm not thinking
Gotham
my
made
man
me
out.
really love Riddler. Like,
Yeah.
he did.
Riddler's
such
a great character.
job, and I
And-
love his character. It's really hard to pick because they're all so unique and they're all so cool. Joker, I think, takes a mantle, but that Two-Face in the comics, especially the way they are, they're aesthetically too. But that Two-Face Riddler, they are they're good.
So when you think about Riddler, you think about the 60s one, but played by Frank Gorshin, who's like a bodysuit and he's all woohoo!
The Jim Carrey style.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you jump to the Jim Carrey style, which is
Caffeine will kill
that
you.
again. But in the middle, there's the animated series one, who's very good.
Who's in the suit and the bowler hat, right?
Yes,
Yes.
he's just intelligent and he lights the game. And I think we're getting a little bit of that in the new movie,
Yes,
which has
I
me
hope
very
so.
excited.
I hope
because
so.
most people, they think about the Riddler, they think about the goofiness and the jumping around and acting like a
that's kind of
weirdo.
why I liked him in Gotham, because he is, and
He ran that show. Like
he did, and
Yeah.
I just loved him. It was so hard to like not like him over anybody else. But I mean, the Joker in that show's really weird. Like, it's not.
yeah,
it doesn't
It
follow
is, but
it.
it isn't, and maybe it is, and maybe it's
Yeah.
not. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's alive. That's
It's
when
a
I
little
gave
all
up.
over the place, but the Riddler's very consistent, and I liked that about
Mm-hmm.
him. I liked that he was a genius and a brainiac, and even a little like bipolar at times.
Yeah.
Like, I loved
He's
that.
got something going on up
Oh,
there.
yeah, there's some
So,
shit weird.
Riddler and Penguin, I will give, in that show are very intriguing and interesting. So I think those are.
He didn't like the Penguin at all. I think that's probably the reason he didn't like
Here's the
watching
thing.
it.
Here's the thing.
I like the desperation of that character.
We're not talking about characters
I liked
here.
the team up.
Okay, sorry.
If it's a
Yeah, it's the
particular
actor.
performance or an actor, I don't care what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not really selling me as an actor, I'm out. Sorry, I can't. And that show specifically,
It's pretty Penguin heavy too.
kind of overacting with a lot of those guys.
Well, I was going to say you can't really, talk about anybody's acting in that show.
That's true.
Except for the Riddler. I mean, I like the idea and the backstory behind Cobblepot and how he kind of worked his way up through the system by
Yeah.
kind of doing it his own way. But, it's still Gotham.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, and especially when shows, not to go back to it again, but like The Flash on CW, when they go, "Oh, I want to call this Flashpoint," and I was like, "I'm getting up and leaving.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Don't just call things things.
Don't just go Flashpoint for the point of fan service, because if you're
Yeah.
gonna say Flashpoint, you
People
better
are gonna
deliver
get the right
GD
idea.
Flashpoint."
Yep.
So you love this, so we're going to do it, but we're going to half-ass it. Is that cool? That's
Right.
cool. Okay,
We're gonna
great.
low budget half-ass it. You in for this?
Well, okay, so there is a comic called Gotham PD. That's a very popular comic that I like.
That was a question I was gonna ask you. Remind
Yes.
me. Yeah.
So I think I might answer it right now. So Gotham, when it was announced, everybody went, "Oh my God, they're doing Gotham PD! I can't freaking wait! They're going to do some detective stories. They're going to do why and how Gotham is the way it is with its infrastructure and why everything is so corrupt." And then they just kind of like went, "Oh no, these are just villain origins." So everybody was pretty disappointed about that.
Yeah.
But HBO Max is doing a companion miniseries to the new Batman movie with
Okay.
Jeffrey Wright called Gotham PD,
Okay.
sticking more to the original content of those comics, where it's like, why are the Falcone crime family so entrenched in the system?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they get away with everything they do? What are they doing to fight it legally? And then once you figure out, okay, they can't really fight this legally, that's when the Batman shows up and starts doing shit his own way. So I'm really excited about
So
that.
Oh, I
that
love
doesn't
that.
answer my question,
Okay.
unfortunately. But when they show Gotham PD and all the things Jim Gordon is doing in that show, like, that's next level shit that he's doing. He's making big waves. is he in the comics when Batman shows up? Is Jim Gordon already this battle-tested general of Gotham City with all these major accomplishments? Or is he, the way I interpret him, just a cop who's got a good conscience, wants to do the right thing, and has been kind of been shit on the whole time? Because those are two different Jim Gordons. And when you show me this Jim Gordon, it's like he's almost militant, and he's willing to do absolutely everything and break the rules and,
He basically
and take
is
people
the
down.
city's hero.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. This does not give me the same sense of because they win all the time.
But
Even
sounds like this is going in the right direction, because it's going to be
Yeah, I believe
Gotham. He's talking about Gotham PD coinciding with the
I
movie
get
that's coming
that.
out now.
Yeah.
The Gotham you're talking about.
My question
absolutely.
is completely different with that. Right, the Gotham show that you've watched,
Yeah.
I think misinterprets
It does.
the way
I think
Jim
so.
Gordon
It
is.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yep.
because he's supposed to be a young detective. There's no way he's going to make those kind of waves being a young detective.
Exactly.
And in the comics, he starts off as a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed detective, trying to do everything by the book because he really believes that bringing peace to the city is the way to do it, and the police force is going to be the one to bring that on. Blah 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 blah. But by the time he gets to like older Jim Gordon, like we know from the movies and stuff, that's when he's like, "Well, this shit ain't working."
Yeah,
So
I'm going to trust the Batman.
They
now.
they jumped the gun on that and just went to, well, what if he was just like this from the beginning?
Yeah.
Well, you kind of earn that in a
Yep.
system like that. You can't just come out guns a-blazing as a young detective.
But again, as we always say, I appreciated it for what it is.
Yeah.
Because especially because I don't have as much Batman knowledge as probably half the room. But
And I could take all this with a grain of salt
Right.
and probably enjoy it a little bit more. But you know what? I'm a little crazy about
that's
Batman
okay.
stuff.
That's okay. You're allowed to be.
And you were also watching that to have something on kind of in the background.
Yeah.
You're not like totally invested, like this is the best show I've ever seen.
Yeah, no.
She's got it on. She's watching, oh, it's actually pretty cool. I'm not trying to make it sound like you or...
And then she plays on her phone like my wife does.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
do.
Oh, we're
Playing on her phone
watching
is
it.
fun.
I'm
Didn't
watching.
pass the phone test?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
watching.
No.
Check it
I
out.
did not pass the phone
That's
test.
my test. But I'm trying to...
Let's not talk about
So-
Gotham. Let's talk about Batman. 'Cause
Okay.
That's a bad representation of Batman.
Hey, good, bad, or indifferent. There are things that happened. So, okay, so let's
No
get
such
in...
thing as bad press.
So if the Bat is the best detective of them all,
Yeah.
can I hire him?
Nope.
No.
Because I have a bag that I used to have that I love and I lost.
Oh no.
And
What's her name?
Wow.
It didn't have a name. But you know those little tiny like Nike bags that you throw on your back when you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah.
the theme park?
Little drawstring soccer
I had
bags.
one that actually had the fucking bat cape on the back of it,
Oh, man.
and I cannot fucking find it anywhere.
How
And
long
I don't
ago
even
was
know
this?
where I got it.
How long ago was this?
I've had it for a while. I haven't seen it in like a year or so.
All of
Oh,
our
it's
listeners,
So he's
Triple
an adult
H,
with a caped backpack, and he needs to hire Batman to find it.
Triple
That's
H,
where we are.
Tom
You
Cruise,
should have microchipped it.
Pattinson, all the people who are big fans of the show. If you see this backpack, just holler at us.
Yeah.
If you're at a theme park and you
Yeah.
see anybody
Freddie
walking
Prinze
with
Jr.
it,
Let's see if
Tackle.
you really are the world's greatest detective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Batman.
you
Solve
have
it.
nothing better to do. Find his back.
I just want to see a full bat-suited Batman walk in here, Pattinson holding your backpack and just hand it to you and go, I'm vengeance.
I'm thankful.
Here's your doodles.
Okay, so
I looked in here. You're fucked up.
That actually only carried my Switch in it,
so let's talk about Batman movies then, because I think everybody
Okay.
here is pretty well
Okay.
Okay.
introduced to the Batman movies.
I've seen all the Batman movies at this point and some of the animated series Batman. I'm definitely into it.
I know this answer, but what is your favorite Batman movie?
Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Next.
Skip me.
What?
Pass.
Your answer is defolt bat nipples
Batman
until we get
and
back to no
Batman
way.
Forever.
Oh, no.
It gets worse. When I was younger, the movies that were kind of coming out were the George Clooney Batman.
You know what? You're
And
not
it's
wrong.
Still my
Like,
favorite though.
what's that?
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Dark Knight is
mean,
great.
I still love the and I've said this before. I love the aesthetics of the '80s look, and that was gone in Dark Knight. So I'm hoping, like we've talked about before too on the show, that those things are going to come back in this new movie. It might not be bright '80s,
Yeah.
Two-Face looking all
Purple
and shit, but I loved that. I loved the colors and stuff. And as a little girl who didn't have a whole lot of that stuff kind of thrown in my face, that drew me in. was
I'll speak
Poison
for all the
Ivy
Batman fans
and-
out there.
Val
There isn't a
Kilmer's
wrong
so
answer.
hot.
No, there is no wrong answer. And you know what? I think we were all kids right around that same
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
That movie was designed for us.
For us.
Yeah.
The colors, the palette, everything was designed.
I mean, look
to
at
reach
the
out to-
actors that were in it too. I mean, George Clooney was in a lot of stuff right then.
My dad was a
Arnold
huge fan of Tommy Lee
Schwarzenegger.
Jones. As soon as he heard Tommy Lee Jones was going to be in a Batman movie, he's like, well, we're going to watch this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's
And-
like all the
yeah.
big names that were in that spread of movies is just, it's crazy.
And
So,
those movies made more money in merchandise
Yeah.
than they actually did as movies.
That
And that
doesn't
is
surprise
insane.
me.
Who else had the Batman Forever clear glasses from McDonald's? Did anybody else have those? I'm going to bring up a picture
I was
on my
going to
phone.
say,
Hold on
it's
one
very
second.
possible because I ate
Nope.
McDonald's
Oh, you're talking
like,
about
on
the
the
drinking
weekly.
glasses.
Yep.
Yep, I used to
They
have
are the
those.
best.
Nope.
I used to have
Batman.
those.
Okay, everybody Google with me. Batman McDonald's.
get it- let's get 'em going.
glasses.
Are they eyeglasses?
No, they're not.
Like cups?
They were like mugs.
They look
And
like.
they
I used to have all the Disney
They look like
ones,
this.
so-
Yep.
They are clear.
Oh, yes, I did have those.
Everybody I know had these
Except for your
Jack.
friend Jack.
I had those. I had the Disney Princess ones and all the Disney classic cups.
Oh, yeah.
I used to collect all those.
These were my jam back in the day.
Yeah, you had your little like milk in it.
Oh yeah.
and your OJ.
Except they did find out that there were like hazardous chemicals in
Oh,
the
yeah.
fridge. to these
Not
cups.
surprised.
Okay, we're going to kill
that's
the
the
Gilligan's
80s for
Island.
ya.
McDonald's cups. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
so
I love
maybe
it.
that's
So-
why we all have problems.
But that's
'cause
the
we
thing.
drank out of
Okay.
those cups.
So they wanted to make a
Except
Batman
for
movie
me.
for kids, and they're like, "Oh, get the guy that did Beetlejuice. Like
Yeah.
he'll do it." Great. So they did that, and it worked. And he decided he didn't want to do the third one, and they went with somebody who would do it more colorful and kind of. I mean, if you think about those first two movies, they were aimed towards kids. But those are some scary freaking movies. Like,
Yeah.
you got Danny DeVito ripping heads off of fish and people getting
Dude,
shot.
That was
and-
always
He
creepy.
terrified. He terrified me when I was.
so
a
I'm like,
kid.
these are for kids. Wait a minute, hold
Yeah,
on,
he
because
was
I'll
the
watch them now,
scariest.
and I'm like, oh my god, like, how are these for kids?
It's so funny though that you say that this is made for kids because I forget what movie we were watching the other day, and I just remember thinking, God, this is so stupid. Actually, it wasn't a movie. We were playing a video game, and it's something that I have complained about on this show and been like thinking, God, this is so dumb. And I was playing it in front of both of my boys. They were dying laughing. Like they could not help it. They were so into it. And it dawned on me. I'm like, this is a video game.
You just saw that generational gap.
It's
right
a game
in
for
front of your
kids.
eyes.
No, I was like, okay, this makes sense.
It's not for me.
I am now ridiculous for having thought that this was so stupid because, of course, a kid is going to see a character making a comment and adults going to be like, how retarded is that? But the kid is going to be like, oh my God, I love it. Like literally dying laughing. And I was like, I can't critique this anymore.
This is for
What
you.
game?
I'm too old for this.
What game?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do an episode about it, but Marvel's Avengers.
Oh.
I love the gameplay, love the abilities, love the storyline, love a lot of things that happened in
wait
it.
till we do it.
But there's a lot of the quipping back and forth between superheroes, and I was like, God, this is so cheesy.
Save it.
Yeah.
Save it.
Yeah.
Save it.
Yeah,
Cheesy for a
save it.
reason.
Save it for the episode.
When do you want to do it?
Next
Whenever.
We'll-
These two
we'll
are just
throw it
going to
in
be
there.
listening.
We're just gonna mediate.
I'm going to come to your house and watch you play it.
Hey, all right.
I watch him daily.
I was trying to play it with Mrs. Glover, but she's been slacking, so I'm just gonna go ahead and power through
on
it
your
and
own?
get it done.
Okay, so these like you're right because people critique that third and fourth Batman movie really hard, and I see why. It's cheesy as hell. The acting is over the top.
Yep.
But as a kid, I loved
Yep.
that movie.
Yes.
Yep.
Like I loved it. But then
Who was the? I feel like I'm gonna punch myself.
So there's
for asking
one
this. Who was the
that's going
Joker
against
in that series.
No, the first Joker was with
Jack
Michael
Nicholson.
Keaton with Jack
Jack
Nicholson,
Nicholson.
and he was not revisited until Heath Ledger.
Oh God.
But
I knew I was
we're talking different because that's
I
Michael
know.
Keaton, that's all that. Then we
Yeah.
go into Val
'cause
Kilmer
it was-
and George
it was
Clooney.
Burton,
Yeah,
Yep.
and then Schumacher for 2. And then that's when we went into the Clooney one. But so that series died off, and all of us who enjoyed that as kids grew up,
Yep.
Yeah.
and we were kind of in our mid to late teens.
we need to
I
go
don't
back
know.
and watch those movies.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
old ones.
But then we got older, and then they did the Dark Knight.
They took them
series.
off of Netflix. I think that they're on
They're on
maybe the
the-
DC now. Because
yeah.
I was looking. I was going to watch the George Clooney one the other day, and it's gone.
I
It's
think
not
they're on
there anymore.
HBO
Schwarzenegger.
Max.
Chris
now.
O'Donnell throwing it down as
Oh
Robin.
yeah.
And didn't you guys play the Batman game for Super Nintendo?
Oh
I was
yeah.
just gonna say, I'm pretty sure I had that, and that might be my first like real
Bro.
Batman memory. But I can't piece together how you're playing it, so I might be
I
wrong.
remember struggling through that.
It's a little bit of a rough game.
Yeah.
It's like all
First
the
game
Disney
I ever
games,
played with
too.
Batman was
think I
Arkham. The
finally beat
Arkham
it.
games.
Well, like all those movie games from that era, like they were all awful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
isn't
They were
E.T.
all awful.
No, like all the
They're all
movie-based
2D
ones.
and-
I mean, honestly, it wasn't that bad
But like, okay, isn't E.T. the worst game of all time? Isn't that what
all time.
all time? And they just kind of churn these games out. They'll just take a really basic game and then just put a sprite for whatever movie's coming out and go, oh, this is the RoboCop game.
Yeah. Well,
That
I
game
mean,
was actually pretty good though.
Yeah. Went through, beat 'em up.
I hate to say it, but
I love the Batmobile and then the
Yeah.
fight in the penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I played it. I just like I can't really see it in my head. That's why I'm like I don't feel like that's my first memory. Like maybe I don't know.
He's got a Super Nintendo. I'll
I
bring
have it.
We're gonna
we have
bust
a
it
Super
out.
Nintendo at home. I don't have the Batman game though.
I'll bring it.
We don't get it.
yeah.
When I come over, I'll
That'd
bring
be a
it
fun
one
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should definitely have you guys come over when we do the Marvel's Avengers game too.
Yes.
Yeah. Because otherwise I'll be like, really? Sounds good.
I can't let you borrow it because it's downloaded now. So,
Technology.
damn you,
Hey, you know what you
technology
can do?
and your crippling convenience
You can buy it and play with Spider-Man and see how it is.
on PS.
I'll save my $60. Anyways, I'm gonna wait to hear the review to see if it's worth it.
There you go.
Fair.
Yeah.
Jack seems to hate it. Anyways,
No, not true at all. Not true at all.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm playing it every night. I don't hate it.
it's a love-hate kind of thing.
And I want
Like,
to play with
so-
it, but I'm like, I'm not far enough.
Right? Like, okay, we're not going to
No,
get into this.
do not
I was gonna
talk
say
about it.
you're gonna talk about the game the whole time, but we won't have an episode.
This is a DC episode. This is Batman Day.
All right,
We'll-
let's
got
get back
this.
into Batman.
So
Day.
we'll do Avengers next week. How about that?
That works.
All right.
We
Let me
needed
know when you're
something-
coming over.
We needed something for Marvel.
Let me know when you're coming over.
Yep.
All right, so we went through the Schumacher, Burton, all that stuff, and then we went into the Dark Knight, which I think is probably everybody's favorite because those movies are just
They were
Definitely
great.
mine.
amazing.
I mean, they were great.
I mean, it
especially the Dark Knight.
Third was Diminishing Returns, but you know
I actually
they
kind of
did-
like the third
they
one.
did what they could, but man, they did Bane dirty on that one.
Yeah, they did.
Go back and listen to our Bane episode about that. We talked about it for like an hour.
We really were upset with the way Bane was portrayed in that movie. Oh, God, it was bad.
But those movies, I mean, they reached out. We were that group again. Like it just went with us. Like
Yeah.
so, I don't know.
It's
I
funny.
am
Go
very
back to
excited.
that. I'd say 1A, 1B is Joker and Bane because I love Bane that much.
Yeah,
Wow.
Bane's pretty
He
dope.
is.
He's
when
he's
I heard
probably
his backstory,
5 for
when I heard
me.
his backstory, I was like, ooh, I like this guy.
Oh, he's got a
We
cool
should
ass
do
backstory.
a DC villains episode. We haven't done that. We did Marvel villains.
like
Did
a
we?
top 5 kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
top 5 DC villains.
Oh,
We'll see first.
I'm gonna need top 50 for that one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no. That's why we do top 5, so you struggle so much.
Oh, I hate
Make
the
a
struggle.
decision,
Yeah,
Marcus.
right?
My top
Condiment
5
king.
Are we doing it
DC
right now?
villain Carnage.
What?
He's
Next.
there.
So,
spelled
anyways,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, Christian Bale did an amazing job, and
he did.
those movies were so freaking good.
He
like,
had advantages and disadvantages for sure.
yeah.
I am really, really looking forward to the direction they're going with it now, though, because Robert Pattinson is a much younger. Well, maybe not, but he seems like a much younger actor than anybody else that we've seen, kind of starting it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're getting a step like further in the past with this, and I like what I've read so far, and I like what I've been told so far of how this storyline is going to go and how it's going to be a little bit more comic driven, and I love that. And I'm super excited, and I hope that I'm not like really.
I think we've cycled all the way around. Like
yeah.
we're back at the beginning again.
Yep.
Some
That's
people
what I'm
are saying that
is I like
Batman's
that we
going
made
to
him younger.
lose in this movie.
I
Are
hope
we
so.
thinking
He's a young ass Batman.
Yeah.
I would freaking love that.
It'd be realistic.
It would make me
would.
cheer for Batman that much harder second time around. But when's the last time we had a comic book movie where the hero actually lost?
Yeah. It's been a hot minute.
You can't count Avengers because that was legit a 2-part. Like,
Yeah.
that was
No-
meant to be one movie. So I agree.
yeah. Wow.
Although we all felt that for a full solid calendar year, so I mean, it kind of felt like a loss.
We
to me.
walked out of that theater defeated.
We didn't
Oh,
talk.
wow, I was so
we didn't-
deflated.
We literally did not talk until we were almost home, and I'm pretty sure it was like it was exactly like that.
When it happened,
We
I
couldn't-
just went like,
Yeah,
that is
so did
art.
we.
Yeah.
That
We
is
loved
art.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
And all the little kids in the theater are crying like, this Captain America dead.
or not Captain America. One that was like getting
not
me
Captain
tearing
America.
up was like Star-Lord. I was like, where's my space
My
cowboy?
sweet
Yeah.
prince.
Where's my sweet Chris Pratt?
Okay, we're back to Marvel again.
Sorry.
It's Batman
Sorry.
Day.
This is what we do.
Yes, it is.
Welcome. If you're here with us on episode 21, you already know this ain't new to you.
I want
Yeah.
I want a Batman Beyond movie. I don't want.
I was going to say, has anybody watched Batman Beyond?
You might
I
know.
want Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond
I'm so
is
tired of
great.
the same
What is Batman Beyond?
So, okay.
Over.
So Batman the Animated Series ran for about like 120-ish episodes, and then they did like a Batman and Robin, did like a Batman and Superman thing, and then eventually I think it was, I don't know if it was CW. What was CW called before that? The WB. It was the WB.
Warner Brothers.
Yes. They said, can we do like a teenager Batman? Can you like roll it back and we'll reboot it? And the creators of the animated series went, well, we don't really want to get rid of all that continuity we've built up for like, I don't know, 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, I got it. Batman's too old to be Batman. Recruits a new Batman. He's the mentor.
Okay.
So Batman was so old
Yeah.
at certain points where he had to build almost like an Iron Man suit that like helped him like pick
man.
people up because he was having heart attacks,
Back problems.
Oh man, the first 2
Jesus.
minutes of
So that's
Batman
kind of what I
Beyond.
love about Batman. is
Yeah.
that he's a real. I mean, he's
a real
dude.
person.
Yeah.
The first 2 minutes of Batman Beyond, Batman is saving a girl from being kidnapped. He has a heart attack in the middle of it. He's probably mid-60s at this point, but he's still fighting crime. And he retires. He literally finishes, saves the girl, gets her back to the police, walks in the Batcave, shuts everything off. He goes,
I can't do
I'm
it
gonna
anymore.
die. Like, I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. But then...
I'm moving to Florida.
But then he recruits a new Batman and trains him, and he's kind of like in his earpiece and everything. And the suit is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Like, you
Yeah.
tell me.
I like
suit's
that.
Badass.
The suit flies.
Suit's
like
killer. Suit's
yeah.
Does all kinds of
So,
cool
like,
stuff.
I can see them doing, after all this Batman stuff is done, doing a Batman Beyond series.
Say,
and it
unfortunately,
being
they've had to start it
awesome.
over because, like you said, it's Batman has gone through cycles when it comes to their cinematic releases. That I feel like if this stays the course, then maybe we can have an old Robert Pattinson be the guy on the
I think
in the
we're going
ear.
to get a glimpse of Batman Beyond-esque in the Flashpoint series.
Exactly.
They're going to
Okay.
show old Michael Keaton, and then I think we'll get a transitional period because I think Batfleck is done. I think
Yeah.
Batfleck wants to be done. He's going to come back because he wants to go out the right way.
Yeah, he's going to come back for the little kiss on the forehead, kiss on the cheek, and then, okay, you're
They'll
done as
let him
Batman.
go, but then Keaton, I think, would step back in and say, yeah, I can't be Batman, but this kid could.
I was going to say, in my
I like
perfect world, they would have cast Robert Pattinson as Terry McGinnis, who plays Batman in Batman Beyond.
See, I would have loved that.
And
Michael Keaton would have
Michael
been the man
Keaton
behind the
as
curtain.
Bruce Wayne, as like his man in the earpiece. That would have been
Pretty epic.
unbelievable.
Michael Keaton is the man
But
in
how
the
long
earpiece.
does that go?
Sign me up.
Yeah.
But like,
Talk to me
how
all the-
long does that go though? Because I mean, eventually that's going to be. I mean, how long is the Batman Beyond stuff? So it's kind of like
That stuff
I
went
feel
for like
at
3
this point-
seasons. It didn't go
Okay.
super
Well, that's
long.
it, but also you have a lot
It's
of
still
room
going
for
as a
Exactly.
comic book
you have
series.
some room for
Go.
creative
Exactly.
freedom. You don't
That's
have
true.
anybody who, like us who are going to go, that's not the way they get it in the comics
Yeah.
because it doesn't have to.
Yeah,
it can do
you don't
whatever
have
it
to
wants.
handcuff
And it makes for really amazing toys. Like
Yeah.
that's one way to think about it. No, seriously, like
You're
they
right,
think
you're
about
right.
these things.
Yeah.
Like it's a suit that flies and has retractable wings and it has all this extra shit. The eyes light up and glow red.
Let's talk about toys really fast though. When
Don't
we
take
were
your
a kid-
8-year-old out for Halloween. Let him fly around the neighborhood. With a brand new Batman Beyond life-size suit, your little bastard can fly from door to door to get his candy crunches all night long.
But seriously, let's talk
Sign
about the
me
toys
up.
we had growing up as kids. They would have made that shit so cool. It's like now
Yeah.
kids don't want to play with that shit anymore.
yeah,
want- they
you
want
go into the
Xbox.
toy aisle and it's ridiculous because it's mostly adult men in the toy aisle. It's just me and 2 other guys. Like, oh, man, you see this Batman figure?
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool, man.
Leave it in the box; it'll be worth millions.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. You can ask. We have obviously the Funko collection. We have 3 or 4, and
1,000.
yeah. So people are like, "Oh well, the box isn't." I'm like, I don't give a shit about the box.
These are
I
for
want
me.
this inside. I
Yeah.
want that. Like, it's funny that we mentioned Batman because I'd say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Our number 1 collection is definitely Venom. Then we have some ad icons.
But if you want to talk about single characters,
Yeah, Deadpool, Thor, and the Joker.
Are you talking about the Venom spin-off? Wait.
No,
The
just
Venomized?
Venom and sure.
I thought you were talking about the Venomized pop figures, which I can't get enough of. Those
So
things
when do
are
those
amazing.
two that were in the chat come out?
Oh,
Get
those
my
are
hands on.
Comic-Con.
One of them is a New York Comic Con release, and one of them is
So
already
we're going
pre-ordered.
to New York?
So for people who don't
That's what I'm
know,
hearing.
so for the people who are not in our group chat and don't know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
I posted a picture where it's a Venomized Magneto pop figure, and it
Yeah.
is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
And
So-
we collect all of the Venomized pops.
Yes.
Like, I mean, we collect a lot of pops, but
'Cause
the
they're
Venomized
awesome.
pops are the coolest of all of them.
and you posted the Venomized Thor.
Thor. Oh my gosh! So
Is
Yeah.
that the one in New York?
no, that was if it's still available, I'll send the link to you because it was a pre-order not long
Like
ago.
an entertainment.
It was
Earth.
Chalice, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
I'm still waiting on my last Funko that I ordered like 2 months ago.
Yeah, well,
So Megan typically will send stuff to me and go, "What do you think?" And I was like, as soon as she sent me the Magneto, I was like, "Yes, yes."
Yeah.
Stop asking.
Buy
do,
two.
do what you
but
do.
it's
Just
a
do
con one, so it won't be available till the first week of October, and I will be finding it wherever it is.
it. Yeah.
Is that gonna be like a Hot Topic?
It'll be
exclusive
like
kinda
a
thing?
Target Hot Topic somewhere. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know where it's going to end up being, but I don't care because I'm going to be there
Yeah.
waiting, like licking the windows.
I was gonna say, how's it a con one if they're not even gonna have cons this year?
So when they do, what are you doing?
None of your business.
Are we doing Poto drafts?
We are. Yeah. Gonna post.
Oh, this is great
the
for
episode.
audio.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
We just took a picture.
You're gonna love it.
But
Just so people can be what we did today.
So the con exclusives have a specific sticker on them if you get them physically at the con. So I don't really know how they've been doing that since all the conventions have been stopped for the year.
Fucking COVID-19.
So they are doing, but they always share them with other places. So each pop, sometimes like GameStop will have 3 or 4, Hot Topic will have 3 or 4.
Wait, so you're telling me that when I get one of those things that I paid $200 for,
You can likely get
that
it
says
day of.
Comic-Con exclusive,
Yeah.
it's not actually an exclusive.
It's a
from
different.
the con?
It is because it's a different sticker.
These
But
motherfuckers.
so like, I'll show it to you.
They release it like Con Week. Like, it's
Yeah.
not
Yep.
necessarily. But there are. Okay, so the last thing I went to C2E2, Chicago Gaming and Entertainment Expo, this past March. And my goal was to get you guys the C2E2 exclusive Deadpool pop figure.
Hey.
That was my top priority. Because of everything going on, those got stuck at customs and they just never got released.
Oh, and speaking of pops and things that we talk about on this channel, the Zombified collection is coming out.
They're pretty dope. They're
That
pretty
That
dope.
Zombie Magneto is that's a next level pop. It's
I
pretty
haven't
amazing.
seen that one yet.
I will send you a picture as soon as I get home.
Okay.
But they discontinued the Zombified Black Panther.
Black Panther.
With good reason.
For
Don't
taste.
know how people feel about that, but
Yeah.
I
it's-
mean, I've seen
I
a
think
lot
it's
of
in good
mixed
taste,
reviews.
just like you
Just
said.
take it.
I've seen a lot of mixed reviews because people are like, well, he's still like the actual pop is kind of built more so on the comic book version because Marvel Zombies is a full and like Marvel Resurrections and everything. It's a full comic line. It's like its own thing. So that technically, I don't agree.
Could you go either way? Yeah, but
Yes.
it's like just wait till next
I
year or
think
the year
that
after.
and people are like, why
think
is
that's
it
what
too
they're
soon? It's just for the
It's in
respect
poor
of
taste.
him, right? It's kind of in poor taste for respect for him and his family. Like, who wants to like? That's just
I don't think it's in poor taste because it was already scheduled.
that's true. It's been
But-
scheduled for months and months and months.
I think they don't want people hawking them and just getting them
Of
because
course.
of that.
It's the value,
It's
yeah.
just being respectful.
and that thing
Because
too, man.
people
That
are
whole
dirty.
market is
Dirty.
gross.
yeah.
Okay,
Just
so
putting this out there, if I die and you guys want to make a Funko zombie of me, feel free. Not even 10 minutes after.
Well, there
My
you
body
go.
can
All the
still be
attorneys
warm.
know now that we've got Ryan's blessing. Yeah. Well,
And-
I don't know. I think it's going to be good. So I guess we'll sign it off and talk about next week. So Mark's going to come over and check out Little Marvel's Avengers. So
Before we do that,
be
because
knowledgeable?
just for a bow out to Batman really fast.
Sure.
Give us the best reads for Batman, just so that we can put it out there to the group.
oh,
to the
okay.
folks.
Well,
Your personal thoughts.
my personal thoughts.
I mean, I've read a couple too, so like I'll say a few. But
Oh God. What is that? I can hear it in the distance. It's coming.
Sorry, it's such a long song and I love it. I figured I'd play
okay.
it. But go ahead.
Oh, we can
Yeah.
loop it. It's fine.
Go ahead.
Some of my favorite Batman books are Batman Hush.
Definitely.
Yes. Court of Owls is one of my favorite
I'm
reads,
about to
especially
start
for a newer
reading.
one.
Yeah, finish this first.
Oh my God, I'm drawing blanks. The Long Halloween, which we talked
Yes,
about
we had
last
talked
month.
about that
Long
for my
Halloween.
birthday. It was
And
wonderful.
I'm getting ready to start reading Batman Black Mirror, so I'm excited about that one now.
Okay.
Didn't you say No Man's Land? That was one that
Yeah, I'm actually reading that one right now.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. So I'm about maybe close to a third of the way through.
This one here on the cover, I don't know if you know who she is. You probably do. No, I think she could get her own episode.
She sounds
I
dope.
can't
I
see.
haven't
Who
met
is
her
it?
yet. She's apparently like a mute.
Oh, yeah.
What's
Oh my
her
God,
name?
I can't remember her name, but she's really cool.
I think it's Chet.
It's not Chet.
It's Chip.
But I'm reading this one. I did love The Long Halloween. We're also reading Joker Wars, which
Yes,
is
we are.
obviously more of a Joker story than a Batman story, but
counts.
it's all still the same. So that one's really good too.
Oh,
I think
and then the Killing Joke, the best Batman
Oh,
single
yeah,
issue
yeah, yeah.
of all time.
It's a good one.
next week we'll get more into the Marvel video game since we spent like 20 minutes talking about Marvel today.
I
already.
agreed to come to your house to do this Marvel thing. I'm moving next week, so we'll see how this works.
Oh, no! All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the Alter Ego Podcast Batman Day episode. I have been your host, Jack Austin. Mark, say
Mark.
goodbye.
Oh, goodbye, Mark.
Now you can say goodbye.
Bye, Mark.
Ryan?
Later.
All right. You can find us on alteregopodcast2@gmail.com, Twitter at podcast_ego, Facebook at Alter Ego Podcast, Instagram at Alter Ego Pod, youtube.com/Alter Ego Podcast. Check us out or die.
Oh, grim.
That's a lot.
Find my bag, Batman.
The song has an end! What does this mean?
Never finished.